And I want to thank you for joining today. This will be our third day of going over the 30-day journal, working on forgiveness. And we had covered boundaries yesterday and spoke about boundaries. And today we're speaking about forgiving yourself. Now we're going to go through it the same as we've been doing before. We're going to look at some prompts, and we also will be covering the Hawaiian practice of Ho'oponopono. So let's get started. Here we are at forgiving yourself. So on this page, you will be drawing any dark or negative feelings. Negative feelings, we use the word dark here, but negative feelings that you may have. Using this page to do anything that you feel comfortable with, whether that is drawing, doodling, creating certain words, finding words, expressing yourself, however you feel. We'll be doing that on this page, just helping to release and bring to our awareness those negative feelings. And then drawing any light feelings, things that make you feel good. And starting into the practice, we become aware of those negative and then start focusing on which feelings are positive. On this page, again, you can do whatever you feel comfortable with. So even though this is 30 days and I do not cover the daily forgiveness, it is supposed to be a practice. It is covered a little bit later because it takes time. But if you are aware of it and you want to start your 30 days from the very beginning with the practice of daily forgiveness, then you are welcome to do that. So each day, take time to reflect on an expectation or dream that did not materialize. Explore the process of forgiving life, fate, or circumstances for the path not taken, and how you can find peace with your current reality. So the affirmation that's here is, I am in control of my reality. I choose goodness and I choose to forgive myself and others. Now, when you are going through this daily forgiveness and you see that the affirmation says, I am in control of my reality, I choose goodness, I choose to forgive myself. But then in the early part of the daily forgiveness, it says, focusing on things or exploring things that did not happen, dreams that did not happen. So you may be saying, well, how am I in control of my reality if I have these dreams and these expectations that did not materialize, that did not happen? Well, that was you that was before. And now, in this point, we are focusing on now. We're focusing on taking full control of your reality, taking as much control and responsibility and ownership. So the before maybe that was, hey, I did not get all the things I wanted in my life. Things did not work out how I wanted them. And then this is what I have. Well, we're starting something new. So that is why the affirmation is giving you back some of that power that you may have felt you've lost, or things that you have not had full control over. And you're forgiving yourself for that. You're forgiving yourself for situations that didn't happen, that didn't come, that didn't fruition into your life. So go forward, forgive yourself, and then take a strong sense of power back. Take it back. So alhamdulillah, that's really great. And let me go ahead to the next page. So forgive. Right here, three mistakes that I have learned from, okay? You're going to write 3 mistakes that you have learned from. And again, you're not limited to the number that's on here. You can write as many as you feel comfortable with, but this one just starts off easy. And in these 3 windows, we are focusing on the past. I was whichever way. The present, I am whichever way. The future, I will be. And again, this doesn't always have to come from a negative place. It can come from a positive place. So just write out exactly how you feel you were in the past, and then how you feel you are now and how you want to be. I can see walaikum assalam. Okay, so this can also be something that you can write, draw, put in words, anything. And you can always put a higher version of yourself, how you wanted yourself to be. Like, you may have been a really kind and generous person in the past. In this moment, you want to elevate that kindness and that generosity in this present moment. And then in the future, maybe you want to elevate it even more by extending it beyond yourself, to your family, your community, to nature, to supporting others in their dreams and their feelings. So it doesn't, again, have to be something that is negative. But the 3 mistakes that you've learned from, again, can be anything, any mistakes that may not have been necessarily a mistake, but a learning experience. And when you're coming from a place of kindness, you can make quote-unquote mistakes, but it's not because your intention was really, really good, but we learn from that. So the next question, at this moment in my life, I would like to. So as you're doing this exercise, just be aware of your feelings, be aware of your body, be aware of things that you would like in this moment. What is something at this moment in my life I would like? And here, you use this page to draw whatever you like or you feel, as we've just said before. Okay, we are moving on to deeper inner healing and awareness. And as I said on the very first day, that if you have any feelings that is overwhelming, or you feel like you can't necessarily work through it, you can always come back. Release negative energy. Find a quiet place to sit alone. In this meditation, you will be using your hands. Bring your hands closer to your mouth in a flat position with the palms facing you. So as if you're covering your mouth, okay, with your palm. Take several deep breaths through your nose and then blow out through your mouth. As you are exhaling, bring your hands slowly down from your face towards your chest. With your palms facing outward, push away any negative energy. As you imagine negative energy being pushed away, when you are inhaling, or as you are inhaling, imagine positive, loving energy being absorbed into your body. You are simply pushing out negativity and replacing it with something positive, with positivity. Do this several times in the morning, and right before bed. The mirror of forgiveness and self-love. Place positive, loving statements or mantras on your mirror so you can view them daily. Seeking forgiveness from someone does not mean that they will accept it. Understand that you have done what you could in that moment and move on. It is their right as well as yours to reject your apology/forgiveness, or you reject theirs. Some hurt cannot be solved with an apology, and we must choose to live in the now and know how powerful the present moment is in our journey of life and healing. So I just want to reflect on these two before we move, okay? The mirror of forgiveness and self-love is not just extended to literally a mirror in your home. It's just some place where you are actively moving throughout your home or your life. It can be in your car, it can be in your journal, but you're basically having these positive statements placed around your house. Now, if you're living in a family environment and you are feeling uncomfortable having people see you work on yourself, that's understandable, but I really suggest that you get comfortable, even if it makes other people uncomfortable, even if it means they're laughing at you or mocking you, to go ahead and put these statements up. Put them around your home. Put them in your car. And somebody gets in your car, your friend gets in your car, and like, oh, what is this? You love yourself, you're so wonderful. And you reply, yes, I love myself, I am so wonderful. Because this is your only life on earth. You have only one. So with this one life, love yourself. Appreciate it. It's like you have no other choice. You must love yourself. You must appreciate yourself. You must be comfortable with saying, I am amazing. I am so wonderful. I'm human. I make mistakes. I'm okay with seeking forgiveness. I'm okay with asking for forgiveness. I'm okay with living in this present moment of negative energy and working through it. And then when it comes to the next part of seeking forgiveness and somebody not accepting it, or somebody asking you, hey, I'm sorry, I hurt you. Can you please forgive me? I usually would right away tell them, yes, I forgive you, but remember yesterday we went over those boundaries, okay? Or, yes, I forgive you because I want God or Allah to forgive me as well. So I'm going to forgive you, but from this point on, I'm not going to deal with this behavior, this behavior, this behavior. So when you seek forgiveness from somebody, or somebody asks you and they don't accept it, or you don't accept it, that is okay. But just come back to the present moment and understand that if their forgiveness and your forgiveness seeking is genuine, just move forward. But know that certain behaviors will not be tolerated. Forgiveness seeking. Who do I need to ask to forgive me? Remember, you can write as much as you need here, as many people. This is personal for you, so don't feel ashamed about it. Am I willing, able, or unable to ask? And why? Are you able and willing to ask somebody, or unable to ask them, please forgive me, I'm sorry. I apologize for what I did when I was 10. I apologize for what I did last week. Are you able to say those things? Are you able to seek forgiveness? Are you able to ask? Are you unable to? And if you are not able to, then why is that? What behavior, attitude can I adopt to handle a situation in the present moment, so I will not have to later seek or ask forgiveness. So I'm going to give you just an example. Imagine that you are at home, you're with your family, and let's take a parent or a sibling. Uh, they start bickering. You start bickering, arguing. Maybe it's about somebody's cleaning job, or some type of food that someone stole off the refrigerator, or somebody taking your car keys without asking. So they took your car keys without asking, your sibling, and they brought your car back. It was safe. But they never asked you permission to take your car. So you go crazy. You get upset. You're yelling. Maybe you've said some bad words. And they are apologetic. Or the reason they took your keys was because they had to go pick up some medicine. Somebody was sick. And your parents needed their medication and blah, blah, blah. And you were asleep. So in this situation, maybe you can look at it and it's happening in this present moment, but not get upset, not use bad words, not go off, not yell, because then you won't have to come back later and apologize. So how can you have a behavior and attitude in your daily mind, in your consciousness, so that you can handle a situation and not have to go back and apologize because you were mature and aware of your emotions? There are people that come back many years later and ask for forgiveness. There's people that come back after someone's passed away and ask for forgiveness. This is a perspective if you are Muslim and you're aware. When we want to do the holy pilgrimage to Mecca or do the Hajj, if you've offended someone or done something wrong to someone, you need to seek forgiveness from them. And this can affect your pilgrimage being accepted. And imagine offending somebody or doing something wrong to somebody and having to track them down or ask for forgiveness, or being so arrogant that you don't want to ask for forgiveness, and that affects that possible one chance to do Umrah, to do Hajj, and to have that pilgrimage accepted because of a behavior that you had done to someone. Your whole pilgrimage may not be accepted. So have that in the back of your mind, whether it's anything. What can I do? What attitude can I have now to be so conscious that I don't have to walk throughout my life or be anywhere in my life to seek forgiveness from somebody? Now, we're human. There's always situations. Like for me, I'm a parent. So there's always situations where I feel I need to seek forgiveness. Maybe I didn't show up enough. Maybe I was busy. Maybe I wasn't able to make a certain meal or go out at a certain time. Those are like normal situations. And I will say, I'm not able to do that. I'm sorry. Mommy's sorry. So those happen. Those are completely different. But be aware there are situations that come up in our life and we just have to say I'm sorry right away. Ask for forgiveness right away. And that's okay. So now we're getting on to the practice of Ho'oponopono. If you are not aware of Ho'oponopono, remember that thankfully we are here. We have the technology to be able to easily search for this. But Ho'oponopono is an ancient Hawaiian practice. It is a way to practice forgiveness and healing. And there are some very beautiful stories about what has happened to those that have practiced Ho'oponopono. So I really suggest that you take some time out, look up some stories about the practice of Ho'oponopono, look up some stories about what people had experienced doing Ho'oponopono, and you'll be really amazed. Now, it is 4 simple statements or mantras, and it can be practiced for yourself or for others. So you take a deep breath, focus on yourself or the person you want to forgive, and spend a few moments saying these statements in order. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And again, you can turn that into yourself. I'm sorry. You're telling yourself, I'm sorry. You're saying to yourself, please forgive me. You're expressing gratitude to yourself. Thank you. You're telling yourself, I love you. And you should love yourself. You should be grateful to yourself. You should appreciate yourself. You should forgive yourself. So on these lines, you're just going to write out this practice from the beginning, however you feel at the beginning of Ho'oponopono, at the end towards Ho'oponopono, whichever way, however you want to do it. Remember, it's your journal. And for anyone that's tuning in, you can check out my Instagram. You can pick up this 30-day journal and use it. It's printable, and there should be a physical copy that you can order soon. You can stand and practice Ho'oponopono daily in the mirror. So here it is, again, those phrases. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. So Ho'oponopono can be said daily and often. You just take a moment to look at yourself in the mirror and recite the words above. Look into your eyes and use this daily. I want to say that as far as I understand, you don't necessarily have to go in order with Ho'oponopono, but I think it's recommended. So you are able to say the sentences in any order, but I believe it is more recommended to go with the I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And the other thing is that you can write these statements. Writing things down it just opens up another world. Writing the written word is extremely powerful. And if you think about ancient times, they didn't have access to paper writing material as much as we did. And we have this access to it. So I highly suggest getting off of technology and getting into that physical book and that physical paper and that pen and just writing. Writing is such a powerful practice. Journaling is such a powerful practice. Any language that you choose, you can do it. Just write it, okay? And you will see such a big difference. So again, when we're talking about Ho'oponopono, remember that it is something that you can do. You can take a moment for yourself daily. You can take a moment for someone else. And just recite those words. I again highly suggest you take time out to read up on Ho'oponopono and hear other people's stories about it. You can find it on social media and all over. So here is, usually I would like it if you could print out an actual physical photo of a time where the past memories that I have been unable to forget, okay? It says at the bottom, you probably can't see, but it says write, draw, or place an item in a Polaroid from your past. So they do now have these really cute instant Polaroid cameras that we used to have back in the day, but they have them now. And you can just focus on putting these memories in there. Hello, A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3. Thank you for joining. You can put these past memories, again, you don't have to invest any extra money doing it, but you can draw it, write it. You can take something from that past memory. Maybe it was like a plane ticket, or, a piece of your stuffed animal, or a specific type of food. Something that is from that past memory that you are not able to forget. And again, if it gets too overwhelming, you can always stop or even move on. So here again, you put something that makes you smile and makes you happy, that makes you pleased. Remember, if you have been there for the first day, when we went over items that you can put in your home from your childhood. When we did our first live, we went through your childhood and had items from your childhood that could bring a smile to your face. One of mine was having Legos, having a Rubik's Cube. That's what I have. I have Legos, I have Rubik's Cube. I love to have the Super NES, which is a Super Nintendo. And I love Zelda. All of those things, if I think about it, it kind of makes me smile. Those are a little bit materialistic things, but they make me smile. I like vintage things. But it doesn't have to be like that. Sometimes remembering when my mom would bring me a specific plate of food, or she would bring me something that she knows I really like. And it could be these egg rolls that are usually sold out by noon. These egg rolls that are sold out by noon, and she used to bring me them with this, well, they were a Pakistani egg roll, so they had this chutney with it, and it was so good. And they were always gone by noon, so you have to get there. They sell out in like an hour and a half. And she used to bring those, and they taste the best. And if I think about that till now, I love it. It brings a smile to my face. So maybe I can draw an egg roll. Or another thing is my sister. My sister was one of the first ones that got me to my authentic sushi restaurant. And just remembering going with them, just remembering experiencing sushi, drawing sushi here. I know for me, sushi always makes me smile because my first memory is with my sister, with my sisters. So draw whatever you want, place something here. And things that I have been unwilling to forgive for myself. This is really, really powerful because we're talking about yourself. You have to live in your body and your brain and your emotions 24 hours a day. For however many years you're on earth, you have to live with yourself. And there are memories and moments that we don't forgive. We don't forgive. We hold on and we are angry with ourselves. We hate ourselves for something we did. And what are those things? What are things that you are unwilling to forgive? What are things that have happened? Oh, you don't like sushi. A lot of people don't like it. It can be a strange experience. I don't prefer the raw food, but I absolutely love sushi. But things that you're unwilling to forgive. And this can be really hard. But if you've made a mistake, if you've chosen the wrong friend, chosen to love the wrong person, if you in your childhood have a bad memory and you feel like you're responsible, if you've had a family member, a relative, or a parent tell you you're bad, you're evil, bad things like you don't deserve to be here, or I wish you weren't born. I don't know if any of you have ever heard those kind of things, but if you have, and then what happens is when people tell you those things, you take it so personal that I am not good enough, I'm ugly, I am not worthy, I shouldn't be here, I don't deserve anything good. If you've taken people's harsh, horrible words from your childhood, those can be things that actually become a part of you. You start to hate it. You start to hate your face, your nose, your walking, your writing. You start to hate your childhood or certain types of food. So it is something that you can have attached to yourself that actually comes from other people and their harshness. Oh, your daughter likes it very much. Yeah, my kids love sushi as well. So the next thing is why I have been unable to forgive myself. Please take into account what I just said and think about if what you're holding on to is actually from you or from somebody else. If it's a programming from childhood, if it's a programming from your past or past relationships, are you really unable to forgive yourself, or is this the trauma that somebody has put in you? So why have I been unable to forgive myself? Ask yourself that question. What have I been believing or telling myself that is holding me back? What have I been believing or telling myself that's holding me back? This is again usually from words that other people have put in our heads, belief systems from our childhood. Oh, it is a saying that your nose is part of you. Absolutely. When you think about not having the ability to have your nose or proper smell or whatever, your nose is truly a part of you. It is something that we actually need, and it actually represents all the generations before you. Sometimes your nose lets you identify who your grandparents were, or your cousins, or your great, 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 great. It is a representation of your family lineage, as well as your other facial features. So it's really something that we need to appreciate. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. So, again, what have I been believing or telling myself that is holding me back? Is there anything that you've been saying to yourself that's holding you back, that's keeping you scared, that lets you think that you're not good enough? Okay, so we will be finishing here. This is going to be the last page, and then tomorrow we'll be coming back and we will be going on to the next practices, using some techniques to become emotionally aware, to become emotionally conscious, some techniques to remove any negative feelings. Okay, the channel is for this one, we're just going over the 30-day journal for forgiveness for yourself, dealing with forgiveness in everyday life and putting it into practice for you and for the people in your life. But it's mostly about just getting yourself healed and conscious and working on a deeper understanding of why the forgiveness practice is something that should be done daily, so we can release triggers, possible traumas, and let go of any negative feelings that affect our everyday life. So at the top it says, I will forgive myself. Forgiveness and healing is my birthright. So what beliefs or belief about myself am I consciously or unconsciously believing? The way to bring the unconscious, the way to bring the things that we're not aware of, I highly recommend, again, pen and paper and writing it. You need to write it, and you will see that these words and these thoughts about yourself start to come up. So some things we are aware of, but some things are very hidden, and it is what somebody else had said to us when we were growing up, something that we witnessed, something that happened to us, again, relationships and family, school. So what beliefs about myself am I consciously or unconsciously believing? I will take, for example, something that happened. Yeah, forgiveness is not easy for everybody. It's not, but it actually starts to become easy. When you practice it daily and you start to see the benefits, it becomes easy because you choose yourself. You choose yourself and your mental health and your energetic health over what has happened. So I don't say that it will ever fully be easy. Life is not made to be easy. But what happens is that we start to have tools, we start to have skills that make things easy or easier. So forgiveness, yeah, is not going to be easy. Yeah, it's not meant to be easy. So sometimes we have to stop looking for, hey, what's easy, and just look for what is going to make my life better in the long run. Forgiveness will make your life better because you will feel more empowered. So when I'm talking about this, what beliefs am I consciously or unconsciously believing? One of the things for myself was that I am not good enough. This is something that a lot of people believe. Some things from childhood is, okay, you are always going to have to suffer. Life is very hard. All of these were conscious and unconscious systems of belief that I had to work on within myself. So the next question is, where did these beliefs come from? Sometimes we are not going to be able to figure out where they come from. But when you ask yourself the right questions, you will start to see behavior in your family, your community, your friends. You'll start to find where these beliefs slowly creeped up from. And it's not always easy to challenge those beliefs. It's not always easy to figure out who exactly held those beliefs. Some of them come from so many generations. But then you have to decide what beliefs I'm going to hold on to and what I'm going to let go of. Below, we write those negative beliefs into positive affirmations. So when I talked about an unconscious belief and conscious one up above, for example, I am not good enough. You change that into something that is really powerful. I am good enough and I see my goodness. I am good enough and I radiate my goodness out into the world. I am good enough and I give goodness to myself. My percentage of forgiveness is 90 and 10 is still there. Yes. So this is something I covered on the first day, and it is something I've learned during this practice. If somebody has done something wrong and you forgave them, that doesn't mean that next month, next week, next year, what they did to you, maybe you were 7, maybe you were 20. It doesn't mean whatever they did to you, you've forgotten. So again, the anger, the triggers, the frustration, it comes up again, and then you go and you forgive them again. Because think in your head, you are reliving a bad situation. You're reliving it. You're feeling the pain in your body. You're feeling the anger. You're feeling the sadness. But they're eating a 5-course meal if they're still alive, okay? They are hanging out. They're with their friends. You're holding on to anger and sadness. And they're living their best life. Forgiveness needs to be done constantly. That's why having a daily practice. So somebody did something bad to me when I was 20 or 15, and I'm remembering. I'm in the kitchen and I'm remembering. Do they care? They don't care. They don't care at all what they did. So no, it doesn't mean you're not weak. It means that you care about yourself. You're making yourself number one. Forgiveness means that you are no longer going to allow yourself to sit in a dark energy and a negative experiences, because you're worthy of always having good experiences in your present moment and as you're creating your future moments. So, yeah, it is not a sign of weakness, and your forgiveness does not have to be shared with everybody. You can just do it for yourself. You can do it, and as I covered yesterday, you set up those healthy boundaries and you learn to speak up for yourself. But when you said percentage of forgiveness is 90 and then there's still 10%, I feel like that 10% will go down and go down and go down. But it will always be moments where something will come and you'll remember that bad experience, and then you have to go back and forgive again. Sometimes, yeah, I'm in the kitchen and you're washing dishes or you're sweeping, and then you're like, oh, I forgive this person. Or if you speak to God, you believe in God, you're speaking to God and like, oh my God, I'm so angry at what they did. I really don't want to forgive them. I'm so angry at what they did, but I'm going to forgive them because I choose to live in a healthy space. I choose to release the stress, this trauma. I choose myself, and I'm forgiving for myself. But I got positive of yes, you're going to feel more positive of yourself, your feelings, and everything. So below, you're going to rewrite those negative beliefs into positive affirmations. And at the end, you just track. You can write emojis, however, track your emojis, see how you feel. And write them out. Write your feelings. If you feel after doing this exercise empowered, if you feel stressed, happy, sad, that's the emoji tracker. So tomorrow we will be finishing off the rest of this journal. And again, if you're on my Instagram, we've been doing the 30 days of forgiveness, and we will continue on to the next. Maybe today I'll be able to start the next steps that are going on for this 12-month practice. And I do thank everyone for tuning in. Thank you so much for your wonderful words. A, B, C, D, E, 1, 2, 3. And I hope everyone has a wonderful and blessed day. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a good day. Bye-bye.